going down. Tired of myself, tired of this town.
Eminent Waste of Time, presented by CW Motorsports, episode 75. I'm Doug.
And I'm Chad.
And this is going to be a little bit of a different episode for us because we're back to our normal Wednesday night that before we moved to Sundays.
Our previous normal.
Our previous normal. The old normal is now the new normal.
Sure.
Well, this weekend's going to be really, really busy because on Sunday, I will be landing somewhere that's 12 hours off of here in Lao.
Yep.
You will be at AXCC.
I will be strapped into a buggy.
And there's basically zero chance that we would be able to do anything resembling a show. And not just us two, but even if you tried to do something out at AXCC, there's no way.
I see no chance.
No. You've got racing, and then you're 12 hours from home, and you guys are pretty much racing, pack it up, hit the road.
Yes.
Like, you're not even hanging out there, right?
No, we are driving through the night home.
So we decided if we're going to get any kind of show out in time for next Tuesday, which will be the current Tuesday for you when you're hearing this.
Right.
This whole time thing is messing with my head.
Hi, this is me from the past speaking to me of the future.
Exactly. We decided we probably better get something out tonight.
Yeah.
And we decided to do something new, turn the microphones on.
What do you know? I'm going to blame it on the generator bit because it interrupted the power, I think, after we had already set up most everything.
I think it did, and we had to flip breakers, and I think the laptop lost the board, and so it went to the internal mic. And
so what we had was, and we'll give this a quick explanation because it's funny to us. It may not be funny to you. The laptop that's sitting over that direction, it picked up that microphone. It's like, I'll just record the whole show from here. And that audio sucks. If you guys have ever just like talked into a laptop, it sucks. And then it's like 4 feet from Doug and 6 feet from me.
Yeah, it's not like you're talking into it like your phone.
Yeah. So it's a long way away. So our next best option was to grab the camera's audio, and
the camera audio is kind of tinny, to say the least. It basically picks up the top half of your voice, but none of the lower register. And it picks up a lot of room echo, as you might have noticed.
It's kind of like a cell phone would be. I mean, if you place a cell phone, the camera is roughly, I don't know, 6 feet from us. If you placed your cell phone 6 feet away and you tried to record in a room, that's what we had.
So I kind of took the camera audio and the laptop audio that sounded different and mushed them together and got something that it was listenable.
Yeah, it was okay.
And I really feel like I should apologize to Andy Bridgewater because he was looking forward to coming on the show. We thought we had it all, and then the power went out, and then the laptop decided to change its settings, and
whatever.
It's exactly what happens when Andy and I are together, though. I mean, every single time it's something like that.
It does. But you know what? Things happen. Andy, I'm sure, is very understanding, and Sam, it was great to have him on. Actually, I had somebody message me and say that they really enjoyed the last two podcasts. The first two ago, we had Andy Kiner from AXCC, and then this last one we had Andy Bridgewater from MWXC and Sam, who is the new announcer for MWXC. But they said that they really enjoyed it, and both of them brought up a lot of things that they really didn't think about were things that happened behind the scene in a series. One of the things they brought up was rerouting due to weather. They never thought that, they said it makes sense, but they just never thought about that.
It's constant. It's all the time.
And I say we because I worked track sweep there for pretty much the whole time I ever helped, but it would be the AM race has ruined it because the weather and the track conditions are questionable, so now we're rerouting for the PMs, and it's interesting. There's lots of things that happen that a lot of people have no idea about.
And if you've got quads running first on Saturday, which MWXC does that for half the season, and then flip-flops, and then bikes run first on Saturday. Some series do not alternate like that. Quads always run first. And so if you've got quads running and it's wet on Saturday, and then you've got side-by-side in the evening, there's not enough land to run completely separate tracks. So your dirt bikes are following basically the same track that the quads were on, and the side-by-sides were probably on it for at least a mile or so, maybe more than that, depending on how tight the property is. So you've got these huge, massive ruts that now the dirt bikes have to contend with. If the dirt bikes go first, it's not as bad because they just, they
they're
cut narrow
skinny
little,
ruts.
Yeah, they're skinny ruts, and they might be deeper because they tend to kind of saw cut the dirt, but you can usually go around them, and you've got 4 wheels instead of 2. So a lot of times, if you've had a really wet, nasty Saturday, putting together a track that bikes can run on Sunday is almost impossible.
Yeah. We've seen bikes buried to the handlebars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I've seen riders go into okay, I know it's muddy, but I got to go through it. And the bike just stops and they go over the handlebars.
Yeah,
somebody just grabbed the back of the bike and stopped it.
Right.
And there's a ton that people don't understand. And so these delays at the line, we know they're frustrating. We've raced and we've had to sit on the line, especially if it's hot outside.
Yeah. Well, especially in a side-by-side and it's hot.
Or if it's freezing cold and you just want to race. But trust me, nobody likes it. The race series guys are not just sitting back in the woods laughing because they know you're on the line. They are killing themselves to get that race going. And there's usually thousands of things happening that you don't realize are going on.
Yeah. And we're not saying, everybody's mean and a jerk about it. We're just saying maybe think about it, extend a little more grace to everybody involved, because it's like Doug said, they're not just sitting out there in the woods, having a smoke break or, grabbing lunch. A lot of times when we were track sweeping, I just didn't eat. I mean, because I didn't have time to eat.
Or, if you see a track sweep that looks like they just got run over, because they probably have, give them a high five,
I've been run over more times than I can count.
It's usually those peewees.
The peewees are bad. The peewees are bad about it. Yeah, and you're pulling somebody out, and they just run over your foot, and off they go. I mean, they don't mean to do it, but things happen, and it's funny, and whatever.
No, there's been a lot of good feedback about the episodes, and so what I've surmised is people like episodes where you and I don't talk.
Excellent. We can do that. Not this one. It'll be really boring.
We can just sit here and just stare at the camera. That's
okay.
Great.
Yeah, that's enough.
That might have been the best 5 seconds ever of this show.
So,
but there's a whole bunch of stuff that's kind of started happening as race season's getting closer. And one was an email I got, and I hope I'm not butchering the name. I think it's Shauna Mello, Shanna. Anyways, got an email from her.
We'll go with Shauna. Or Shana,
she says she is the founder of Strong Women Racing. She's been riding quads since she was a teenager and have over 20 plus years of racing experience, mostly in local series and endurance races. She's going to be racing AXCC. So now she's kind of bumping it up to that national stage. Doesn't say, maybe she did a GNCC or two, but primarily local series.
Right.
She goes, among many other things, I'm a Texan, a wife, Marine mom, CrossFit coach, veteran advocate, and a strong supporter of women in racing.
So in other words, don't mess with her.
Yeah, no kidding. And so her cause that, she's the founder of is called Strong Women Racing, and their goal is twofold: to raise awareness of organization close to my heart, Reboot Combat Recovery, and to advocate for women to find their strength and take on extreme physical and mental, athletic, and competitive challenges by being the first woman to ride a quad in the Ironman division of the 2019 SCORE International Baja 1000 in Ensenada?
Yes,
California.
Ensenada.
Every time I look at that word, I know what it is. Every time I look at it, I'm like, I'm going to butcher this.
Enchilada.
Yes, Enchilada, California. I will go there. So she was reaching out to us, and I am going to get back to her before this episode gets out. Good. But really want to have her on the show. But I thought it was really interesting that show with AXCC is what introduced her to what we're doing. And so she reached out to us and would really like to get her on the show just to talk more about the cause that she started there. And I think it's absolutely awesome.
I think it's great. My wife is never going to be one of those who goes out and races, or really, she doesn't even enjoy riding. She thinks I'm nuts.
She's not wrong.
She's not. She thinks everyone who rides like I do is nuts. She's probably not wrong there.
She's probably not wrong there either. But she probably thinks I'm insane for riding with you.
Yeah, I think she said that. But anyway, my wife's never going to be one of those types to do what we're going to say Shauna does. I'm assuming that's how we pronounce the name. That's what we're going with.
That's what we're standardizing on until she calls us up and tells us we're wrong.
Okay. So my wife is never going to be that type. But there are women out there that I think they would like to do it, but they feel maybe like, I don't know, like it's the man's sport and they can't, or I don't know, different reasons. They feel like they're past their prime. I mean, women and men both get older, and all of a sudden you feel like I can't compete with those young bucks out there. Get out there and race.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's a variety of reasons.
We're talking about racing, but I don't know that she particularly is set on they have to do racing. You know, she just get out there and do something.
Yes, exactly. For her, it's racing, but she mentions basically any kind of just, you know, physical, mental, athletic, competitive challenges. And, you know, for her, that's going to be racing. And it's like she said, to be the first woman to ride a quad in the Ironman division of the 2019 Score International Baja 1000. That's going to be huge. That's a huge challenge.
Yeah.
I'll straight up say I couldn't do it. I mean, she's obviously been training, she's been conditioning, she's ready to go. And
she's a CrossFit coach.
Yeah.
She's training every day.
I'm doing CrossFit.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It's working out pretty good.
Actually, I've been trying to lose a little weight. I've lost some. Not much.
Well, congratulations.
The only reason I did this is like, the lighter I am, the less the buggy has to haul. We're faster.
That's the reason I'm everyone's favorite co-driver, because I only weigh 170 pounds.
Yep. So.
But yeah, we just wanted to say first and foremost, you know, Shauna, just congratulations for starting this whole thing, because honestly, it's not easy to start a cause that's it's not that it's not popular because you know, it's race related or anything like that. It's just racing is a very, very, very small segment of the population at large. I mean, most people like to watch football or whatever, you know, that's
some will even watch racing, but to actually do it
and get out there, I mean, that's a very, very small segment of the population. Yeah. So it takes a lot to even get started, and then to go into a stage that size is huge. So we just want to applaud you for your courage and for reaching out to us, and we would love to have you on the show. We're going to make that happen at some point, whether that's face to face, because she'll be at AXCC.
Yep.
Maybe we can, you know, pin her down at a race and do a show that way, or whether it's, you know, via Skype or however we choose, you know, can make that happen.
She does CrossFit and she's an ex-Marine. We're not going to pin her down. She's going to beat us.
Probably so. But yeah, I mean, congratulations on starting that up. And
if you haven't seen the email yet and you hear this, check your spam, because Doug sent me an email from our Eminent Performance accounts, and lo and behold, it only showed up in spam. So
evidently Google is like way ahead of us on no, we know that stuff's coming.
So yeah, we look forward to talking to you, getting you on the show, and kind of telling everybody out there a little bit more about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and hopefully getting a big following for you so that you can go, you know, achieve these goals that you've set, and it'll be neat. So.
Absolutely. So we've got some other stuff we've been negligent in covering. First of all, we had talked about doing some sort of giveaway when we got 1,000.
Oh, we blew right past it. We need to do that now.
And it's not a terrible thing, but literally it happened so quick we didn't really have time to react to it. It's just kind of, we've got 1,000 and I don't know, 29 or
I don't know. Well, I haven't checked.
It might be higher than that by now.
But yeah, it was okay. You know, we're coming up on it. We need to start figuring something out.
These are good problems to have.
Then Doug went out of the country and I was busy kind of doing other stuff too, and all of a sudden it's like, we've passed it, we missed, so we're gonna do we have reached
1,041.
There you go. There are 1,041 people who have a lot of time to kill, I guess. So
we're gonna figure something out, because we haven't really talked about what that might look like, but we'll do a thing.
We're gonna do a giveaway of some type, and it'll be, I don't know, we'll post a show or something like that, and you guys like it and share it, whatever, and then that enters you into the drawing of it, and we'll do it that way.
We also need to forecast forward to when episode 100 should be, roughly.
Oh, yeah.
Because that'll be a big thing. I mean, obviously it'll be 25-ish weeks, but I don't know where that lands us in a year.
Yeah.
I mean,
about halfway through the year.
Yeah, sometime July-ish, early August, whatever that ends up being.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll be another thing.
I'll have to do something special then. Man, we've got all kinds of stuff.
Well, and the buggies.
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah. I did talk to Cody at CW Motorsports. They are putting the final touches on the Sunday Drive buggy, and we're going to do a
Sunday Drive.
That's going to be a hoot.
That is.
Out of all the things,
we need to get that bad boy wrapped.
Oh yeah. Out of all the things that we're doing, that's one of the most exciting ones. The racing is going to be a ball. I'm looking forward to that. But this is going to be fun in a whole different way because you actually get to talk to people and there's going to be competition between people. I bet you some of the first people that are on and set lap times, when someone comes on and beats their lap time, they're going to want to come back. And we're going to have to figure out how we handle this.
Well, they're not. The thing is you get the one chance to set your best lap time, and that is it. The only time you get to come back and set a better one is when we switch buggies, because at some point, that poor thing is going to get put out to pasture.
Yeah.
And, whether that's a year or two or,
whatever
season,
it is.
whatever that breakout is, then yes, you will get to come back when we have a different buggy. But you better be on your A game, because that is your one shot. Now, you don't just get one cold lap. We're going to go around the track with you once and explain the features. And then give you a couple of practice laps just to get the hang of it, and then you're going to hit it.
Yeah. The way in my mind is,
or you're going to do a couple, take like 3 fast laps and the
I'll let them run 3 standing laps was my thought, and then we'll take the fastest.
Yeah.
I mean, that way you're not relying on one lap.
But that's it. That's what you get. So if somebody beats your time, then they beat your time, and we're going to have to get a new buggy at some point.
That's going to be a ball.
It's going to be an absolute riot.
So, yeah, we're looking at doing a kickoff event. We're going to have, we're going to invite some racers out and probably do a cookout, something like that. And then we'll probably do some other cookout events or something throughout the year, and maybe bring in groups of racers also to run the course.
Sorry, I was just checking the recording because I'm
paranoid about it. I don't blame you at all. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be just a ton of fun, because I've always said it. Friends and I who used to race other things used to say the same thing. It's more fun to drive a slow vehicle fast than it is to drive a fast vehicle slow.
Oh, yeah. At the absolute ragged edge of what it'll do.
Yeah, it's just
completely agree.
So much more fun. So
maybe we should have started even slower. Like your brother's got that diesel mule.
That thing is painful slow. Like on the road, 25 topped out.
Yeah, we really don't have time for half-hour laps. So that cricket's chirping in the background the whole time. And you just see this mule.
Gosh, that thing will drag a house, but
yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Barely gets out of its own way.
So that's coming up fairly soon. We don't have a firm date, but we are starting to put together plans for the launch party. And a lot of that's going to kind of center around, it's been really, really wet here.
Yeah.
We need the land to dry out to where we're not just blowing up the track the first time. And since the first time is going to involve, a half dozen people or however many are, at the launch party, and they're all doing more than one lap.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be able to keep up with that, and right now everything's soft.
Yeah, there is just no way. So I don't know, we're probably looking at least a month out on that.
Probably at least in the middle of April,
if not more than that. I mean,
might get into May, because last year, even up through April, it was a mess.
I mean, I know a lot of other people are excited about it. I know we're really excited about it, but the problem is we blow that track up. Not any fun.
Or we blow the machine up.
Right. Well, but see, my thought is also, you guys don't want to come run it on a wet, slick track and have your time be posted on a wet track when somebody else later gets a nice tacky track.
70-degree day, and just totally eats your lunch.
Yeah. So we're trying to kind of pick a moderate day in a moderate time where you can lay down a good lap time to start it off.
We only get 3 days like that a year in Indiana.
Okay, we're gonna.
So it's going to be tough.
Yeah,
but we will make it as fair as we can be, and that's in the works.
Yeah,
and don't be upset we're going to basically open it up as many people want to come, but we're only going to let a limited number of people drive the track the first go around.
Right.
Because it doesn't really do us any good if everybody we know does day one, and then we've got nothing for the rest of the year.
Right.
We need to space it out.
Yeah. So don't get offended if you don't get invited to the initial kickoff thing. It's nothing super special. Realistically, I'm thinking we'll probably do several events exactly like the first one. Come on out. We'll grill out.
You can come hang out, come eat food.
Yeah.
Just maybe you don't drive the first time.
Yeah. So we'll figure that out, and we'll definitely start contacting some people. There are people who are willing to travel from Iowa just to come out and do this. That's like 8 hours.
That might be the deciding factor. We were kind of counting how many people actually put us on their buggies this year, and it's startling.
There's several.
But there you go. If that's the first crew, if our name is on your buggy.
I like that idea, actually. And it sprung on everybody.
And it's not just
grabbed a sticker and
not tagged. Like, you actually got a file from us and gave it to your designer, and they put it in your wrap.
Yeah, I like that idea. I think we should go that way. We'll see.
We'll see.
Let's see what else we got going. Man, the month of April is like
it's a tire
race.
Fire. Yeah.
So, not April, March. The first weekend in March.
Both are bad.
Yeah. The first weekend in March is AXCC.
Yep.
The next two are MWXC.
And there's also a Crossroads on the third weekend, the 16th and 17th. That's on top of...
and the first weekend of March is IXCR.
Yes.
And then the third weekend is AXCC again down in Tennessee.
And IXCR.
And there's something on the 4th, isn't there? The 4th weekend? Or is that one open?
EXCR is on the 30th and 31st.
Is that their first round?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes, that's round one.
Every weekend in March is taken and double booked on several occasions.
Well, and April is the same. First weekend's IXCR, second is Crossroads and MWXC, third is looks like Extreme, fourth weekend's IXCR and AXCC. I mean, it's every week for the rest of the year. In fact, I'm just thumbing through. It looks like there is no racing on June 22nd and 23rd. And there is nothing on July 4th weekend, which is not terribly surprising.
Yeah.
No. July 4th. I'm sorry, that's August 3rd and 4th is open.
Yeah.
And then you get another break on August 31st and September 1st, and then September, basically September, the entire weekend, that entire month is full, and then October is almost full as well.
So there's 3 free weekends that there's no racing going on
until Halloween.
Yeah, basically to the end of the season.
So if you're complaining you can't find a place to race, you're literally not looking. You can't swing a dead cat around.
I was chatting with Bubba Belair down south, and he was telling me that when he heard the numbers that Andy said that we get, at MWXC, he was shocked. He goes, "We don't get anything like that at their local race series." And
that's not just MWXC. IXCR sees basically similar in numbers. MWXC and IXCR every weekend is a competition to see who's going to have the biggest.
Yeah. And
then Crossroads probably fields
half of that, I'd say.
Yeah, maybe a little more. Maybe, closer to 500. So decent size there. Extreme is yet to be seen, but looking at the numbers and the interest on Facebook, they're going to probably start off.
I'm going to say they're around Crossroads size.
Yeah,
roughly.
And to start a series, can you imagine starting a series? I mean, Andy was talking about being grateful for having 50 racers show up to MWXC. Yeah, they're going to start probably at between 300 and 500.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah. I was telling Bubba, I was like, Indiana's a hotbed for racing.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know, but it really, really is.
We've got nothing else to do.
Yeah, that's probably true. But
it is kind of in this area of Indiana, you go north and it's flat. You go further north of that and it's just cold and crappy and ridiculous.
Right.
You go south, it flattens out again, then you get into Kentucky, and then you got all sorts of hills and stuff like that. So this area right here, though, you've got this interesting mix of farmers that own tons of property, but part of their property
is hills and
woods and that kind of stuff. They don't own 1,000 acres, and it's all just flat, as far as the eye can see. So you have kind of this unique geological circumstance where it's almost perfect for cross-country racing, where you have almost every farmer I know has some sort of creek or, water running through the property.
Yeah.
So they've got hills, they've got, little caverns, they've got field section. And so it is kind of a unique area that just really lends itself well to cross-country style racing.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, we got good ground for it. Mostly around here, we're clay with some spots of sand,
which tends to hold up better unless it's really wet, and then it's a disaster. But
yeah, but you can put it back together easy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. It really is. So if you guys are in this area and you don't have any place to race, you're not looking.
Yeah, because I don't know how we're going to make a third of this stuff. I mean, we're going to go do what we can do to cover these,
right.
But there ain't no way.
No, there's no way we can make all the events. The thing I'm looking forward to is the second round of MWXC. Is it Porter's Cave?
Yes.
That is, that's only like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah,
10 minutes
right
from my
around
house.
the corner. Yep.
That's great. And that's first round for side-by-sides. Yay. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yep. Actually, I'll be here for that.
Will you?
Yeah, because I leave Saturday, and you're going to be gone as well. But then I'm back. I think I fly back on the 10th.
Okay.
And then I'm home on the 11th, and then it's that following weekend. So I will have been back for several days and kind of reacclimated time-wise. And, it's 5 minutes for you. It's about 20 minutes for me, but it's still close enough to home. So
yeah, that's one that even no matter what, you just go home and sleep at home.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not worth dragging a camper out and stuff like that to me.
No, and this property is a really bad one because you basically come down this gravel driveway and you go down the entire way, and the parking area is this field between two big hills.
And a creek in the bottom.
And it's perennially a big muddy mess.
And we're still early in the spring at that point, so it's always soft. It's always wet.
Yeah,
that's one you
people
drive
always
in
have
and
to get
out.
drug out of there. So there's no way I'm taking the Windy Bagel down there because it would just instantly be in the ground.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a good one, and I'm really excited to hear your race report because I can't be there, which kind of kills me inside. But
AXCC, I am so looking forward to that. At the time that we release this, it's already happened. You guys, if you're following it, you already know who's won and how we placed and everything else. But I am really looking forward to it. And as much racing as we have going on, like we just talked about here in Indiana, to be looking forward to a series that I have to drive to, that says something even to myself, because like we talked about when Andy was on the show, he's willing to allow radio communications back to pits.
Sure.
He's forward thinking in a way that other series just aren't doing. And it's like, I feel like they're the series to watch because they're not just let's do it the same as it's always been done because it's easier that way.
yeah.
They're doing let's do it this way because this is going to make for better racing.
And I think there's a sense that people are going to want to do the right thing, that racers are going to want to do the right thing, and they're going to hold each other accountable. So he doesn't have to worry about the nitpickiness of the rules as much, is kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
Because, the racers are going to hold each other accountable. If somebody is repetitively cheating or doing something that's maybe not technically even cheating, but they're skirting the very fringe.
Yeah.
They're going to get called out on it. And part of that is the AIM device, which they're, at least in the pro rows, is going to keep them accountable. But,
Right.
I get a real sense that he wants to build this series for the racers, and that, the reciprocation of that is the racers will want to take care of the series.
Yeah. So I know you have it up here. I know the information is a few weeks old, but back for King of the Hammers, we
Yes,
never
I did want to
hit
look at that.
we never hit the final results of it all because way everything fell.
We got the two Andys.
Yeah. Just the way things fell. It just didn't work out to bring it up in the middle of the show like we would have been. So go ahead and read off the list of our top 10s for King of the Hammers at least.
Okay, so first place you had Mitch Guthrie Jr., who, if you remember, won in 2018 as well.
Yep.
So defended his title, and Mitch Guthrie, his dad, won numerous times out there, not in side-by-sides,
Right.
but Pro 4.
Yep.
And Waylon Campbell was in second place, Braden Sims in third, Shannon Campbell in fourth, Jacob Versey in fifth, Evan Englehart in sixth, Bryce Menzies in seventh, Phil Blurton in eighth, Casey Curry in ninth, And Dustin Jones rounds out the top 10.
Yeah.
And the top, was it 8?
Top 7.
Top 7.
Top 7
were razors.
All Polaris razors.
And so it's...
And then the next 3 were Can-Am X3s.
Yeah, we're not going to turn this into a...
Look how much better they are.
Razor versus Can-Am debate. It's just interesting that the different disciplines favor the different machines, because King of the Hammers is not a cross-country race in the sense of the cross-country racing we do here.
Right. It's not tight woods. It's not tight at all.
No.
I mean, it's a desert race with rock crawling.
Yes.
Is the best way I can describe it.
And so it's interesting that it favors really the increased ground clearance that the Razor has over the X3, and that some of the advantages that we've seen in cross-country racing around here disappear out there. And so it just is proof positive. There's no such thing as the perfect UTV. It depends on what you're doing with it.
Right. And it depends on your driving style and everything.
But, that being said, Guthrie blew a belt, had to change it out there. I mean, when he came in, there was like pieces of the belt falling off of his machine. So it shredded a belt. His primary cover was actually off when he rolled up.
There's no water out there. You can run without it. You're okay.
Yeah, but it was on when he started. Yeah. So you knew he had changed the belt at least once. He may have even done it twice. I don't know. Yeah. And I don't know about the Can-Ams, whether they had to or not. But
I know a few guys did blow belts, but
it's just, there's no perfect machine, and everybody likes to give, their buddy who bought a different machine crap, and that's all fine and dandy. But we're really lucky to be at this point in the sport where we have, it's really a blink of an eye in the terms of racing history, that these have gone from basically farm wagons to just all-out racing machines that guys who drive Pro 4 trucks say, you know what, I'm always going to drive my Pro 4 truck, but I won't give up my side-by-side either, because they're just a riot.
Right.
And we've gone for that in just a racing blink of an eye, really 8 years.
Well, and so some of the race prepped, like King of the Hammers machines out there, there's still $50,000 wrapped up in those things or better. I mean,
yeah, but compared to a Pro 4, that's
$500,000 or whatever.
That's like cookie money,
Right. I mean, and the machine that you and I can walk in and buy off the showroom floor, is it quite as stout as the King of the Hammers build? No. But are we abusing it like that? No.
No.
You can buy amazing performance. I don't care which dealership you walk into, Can-Am or Polaris, you can buy amazing performance for roughly around $20,000.
Well, and I'm telling you right now, you could go in and buy say you spent $25,000 and bought a brand new Turbo S.
Yeah.
You could go run the Hammers, right off the showroom floor. Now, you're not going to be pushing the race pace.
Right.
And that's the difference, is you don't have the guy breathing down your neck and you have to keep moving. But you could go buy that sucker and go run the Hammers right off the showroom floor.
Yes.
You can't do that with like a stock Jeep.
No. Well, think back 10 years or a little more, 12, whatever, but like the Yamaha Rhinos, when those were the thing.
Can you imagine trying to run the Hammers in a stock Rhino?
Oh yeah. Or like the Razor 800s when a stock one. Just they've come so far, and it's neat to see it. I want to say, how much further can it go? But it's going to surprise me.
Yeah.
At some point,
there'll be something.
Something's going to jump, and it's going to increase, and it'll be neat.
But it's good to see Polaris have a good showing, just because, sometimes people watch a specific discipline. Right now, for instance, in short course, it's pretty even neck and neck between the Can-Ams and the YXZs, and it seems like the Can-Ams are starting to edge the YXZs back a little bit.
Yeah.
There's still some really fast guys out there. There's still some really competitive machines, but really that is the X3/YXZ show.
There's a few Razors that hang, but they seem to hang 5-10 places back, and middle of the pack. And
even if they get out front, they eventually get eaten up, and it's very rare to see them finish out front. Same thing with cross-country racing here. It's really X3s and everyone else.
Yeah.
How many X3-only podiums have we seen across all the series? It just seems to happen all the time.
It's not uncommon at all.
But like I said, you get into a different style of racing, and all of a sudden, Polaris is on top. So it's good to see that, for people who are thinking and just pointing to one discipline, the one they watch and saying, well, see, that's the best machine right there. Again, what are you doing with it?
Right.
That's what's going to be the determining factor. And so congratulations to everybody, not just the top 10. If you finished at all, that is a huge accomplishment. If you ran it and got halfway through it, that's a huge accomplishment. The TV coverage of this doesn't give you any clue of how hard that is to drive.
Yeah.
Not one tiny bit.
When there are some of these guys that were out there running it are guys that I know and I've met, and I know their driving ability. And when it takes them out as quick as it took some of them out,
It ate up Kyle Chaney this year.
That speaks so much more than what that lens on that camera showed.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jason Weller.
Yeah.
It ate him up this year. He actually ended up finishing, but man, he had
problems after problems.
It ran out of gas at one point. I know he ate up several tires out there. He just had problem after problem after problem on him, and that machine was built for KOH. It wasn't like his short course rig that he took out there. That was
custom built for it,
and it still ate him up.
Yeah.
And he's an outstanding driver.
Yeah.
So it's a tough race, and congratulations. Honestly, it sounds like the T-ball thing. We're all winners here, but really, it takes a lot of guts. If you were competitive at all, if you race that race, that's a huge, huge thing, and I know it eats you up when you don't do as well as you want, and I know what that feels like to think you're going to go out there and set the world on fire, and then it doesn't happen. But congrats to everybody out there that ran it, and we're in some pretty serious talks about going for 2020.
Yep, that'll be fun.
That's going to be a riot if we. I don't want to say if. I want to say when we make that happen.
Right. There's talks about even trying to make it out there for the 2019 one, or no, 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
They do it at the beginning of the year. I always think end of the year. It's not the end of the year. It's the beginning of the year.
I was going to say, unless we can go back in time, that ain't happening.
No, for some reason in my head, I always think they do it.
It's so early in the year.
Yeah. That's, I guess, why.
Basically, banquets end, and then it's King of the Hammers, and then race season starts, and it's this blur.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what else we got on our list? Anything
I
amazing?
don't know. I'm getting kicked out of the country again. You're going to AXCC.
Yep.
MWXC does open next weekend.
If you're a bike or a quad guy.
If you're listening to this on the day it comes out, then it's the weekend that's right ahead of you. If you're a bike or a quad guy.
Yep.
No side-by-sides.
No Pee-wees.
No Pee-wees. And that's standard for MWXC. And if you didn't listen to the episode last week, episode 74 with Andy Bridgewater on there, go back, give that a listen. He gives you a lot of good information. One thing I like is they compacted the schedule.
Yeah.
And they're done before, Ironman this year.
Yeah.
Which I think is awesome. You get done, you can go enjoy Ironman, and you're not like knocking on Thanksgiving's door trying to piece together your machine for one more race in 30-degree weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long season, and I think compacting it and squishing it together like that is a really, really good idea.
I think, so IXCR will have already happened by the time this aired. But
yes.
I wonder if it's going to be another blizzard race like they had a couple of years ago.
That was an interesting one.
Because they're talking about snow this weekend.
It won't be snowing where I am.
It's not going to be snowing where I am either.
I believe the weather forecast was a very consistent 94 to 95 every day.
That sounds...
But the humidity's only like 70 to 75%.
No, thank you, still.
Well, they're basically right on the equator, so every day is just kind of, hey, what was yesterday like? Well, that's what today's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, race season's in full swing.
You had one question here that kind of cracked me up. It said it's that time of year again, new to racing, what to expect, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, I don't even know what to tell you. Expect to have the time of your life and to be scared to death all at the same time. The fright will leave you, though, as soon as you get past the first corner. You're just going to want to race.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. There's nothing like it.
Yep.
Chad's trying to talk me into racing this year.
I am.
I think I'm going to do it.
I'll do it, but I'd have to use your machine because I don't have a quad.
No, I'm going to do it. Well, you're welcome to do one, too, and use my quad.
Okay. So we'll let you guys in on the secret, and then I want all of you to message Doug and just badger him until he does it. So what I want him to do is we'll strap a GoPro on his helmet, run the mic up under there, and he can talk to you guys the whole time he races.
I'll give you the play-by-play until, a minute in when I ram a tree and fold the thing up and can't go any further.
Yeah, I told him that would be fun.
I'm a better rider than that, but it's still...
And you don't have to go out there and try and run the fastest lap time ever. Just go out there and have fun.
I know, but it's hard to not want to.
I know. I know.
I got to get that one rim straightened out from that tree I did hit, but that was the classic Indiana jumping tree we always joke about.
Yep.
But that branch, right when I was coming by, it was tangled up with another branch. And it fell perfectly as I was going by, and I didn't have goggles on. I had my helmet on, and it whipped me right in the slot of the helmet, and I jerked the handlebars, and look, tree.
Yep, that happens.
So goggles, always. With all the gear all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why.
Goggles, yeah.
So, yeah, that's, believe it or not, we're getting kind of close to trivia time.
I figured we were...
This show might be a little shorter than normal, which means it might be an hour.
We might actually be on time instead of 10 minutes over.
Maybe 59 minutes. Who knows?
Ooh.
But we don't want to stretch this out into something it's not. So we're just glad to be able to bring this to you. Some people want us to do some stuff for episode 75, make a big deal out of it. And we're like, we'll do it for 100.
100. We'll look at 100.
The race season's the big deal right now, and that's really where the focus is.
We need to get through the initial kickoff of race season and let everything kind of settle in, and then...
Strap in. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yep. All right. Are you ready for your trivia, sir?
Let's do it.
All right. What U.S. state capital is the only one without a McDonald's? I was kind of surprised that there even was one.
I'm trying to decide if it's going to be... I don't know. I'll go... so it's a state capital.
Yep.
Sorry. I almost said Washington, D.C. I'm like, that's not a state capital, moron. That's the capital. I don't know. Springfield, Illinois.
No. Montpelier, Vermont.
Is it not fancy enough? Vermonty people?
I guess not. I don't know. I don't know why they don't have one.
Vermont's smaller than our studio. That probably has something to do with it.
All right. Question number 2. Bread bag ties, that you put it on the end of a bread bag and holds it closed so that air doesn't get in. They have a code. What is the code of the bread bag ties?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
So
they have a code?
There's something with them that's on them or whatever. Mm-hmm. But something with the actual tie, both the twisty ones and the plastic ones that have the little slit.
Oh, okay.
And there's a code about them, and every one of them all means something. Every one of the bread bag ties means something. I
can't even wager a guess on that.
So it's their color. They're all color coded. If the bread bag tie is blue, the bread was made on a Monday. Green on a Tuesday. Thursday is red. Friday is white.
Okay.
Saturday is yellow. I don't know why there's no Wednesday and Sunday.
Gluten-free days? I don't know.
I don't know.
I did not know that. So it's a date code.
Yeah, it's a date. Well, a day code.
Day code, yeah. There you go.
All right.
That's a thing.
Question number 3. Finland has a popular pizza topping that is not common in other places. What is the popular pizza topping in Finland?
Cat.
That's China.
Oh, sorry. I'm kind of heading that way, so I don't know.
You gonna eat cats?
This is all furry.
Why is my pizza meowing?
Finland. I don't really know what Finnish people eat. I don't know what the traditional stuff is there. So I'm just marshmallows.
No, it is reindeer meat.
Ooh, that sounds good. I imagine reindeer probably tastes a lot like just deer.
Probably, I would think so. Or elk, or
something like that.
Something in that.
I do love me some deer jerky, because they put some fat back in it, because you can't really make deer jerky without it.
Yeah, I like when they do jalapeno cheese deer jerky.
Ooh, yeah,
that's good.
Venison steaks are good, but you got to do them right, because they can turn into shoe leather real quick. Yeah, there's no fat.
Yeah. All right, question number 4. Dum Dum Lollipops. They have a mystery flavor. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah.
Okay.
The white one?
Yeah, it's a white wrapper with like purple writing that says mystery flavor or whatever it is. Yeah. So what is their mystery flavor?
It always makes me think of, I don't know. It's not coconut. It kind of smells like it. They have a pineapple one, so it's not that. I don't know. I'll go coconut.
You could be right, but not necessarily. So what their mystery flavor is when one flavor run ends and another begins and the two flavors are mixed. So it's always
so
changing.
It's a way to use the junk that's left over.
That's right.
I like it.
So it could be like coconut and cherry mixed together this time, but next time it could be like lime and blueberry. You just never know. It's just the in-between bits. They're not going to throw it away. They'll just sell it to us anyway.
I like it.
So
I like companies that use stuff like that.
There you go. So now that we're on the topic of lollipops, question number 5. Now this is, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Someone has actually found this information out.
Well, but they're not all the same.
Roughly. I will give you that.
Because I've gotten the off-center one where the thing's like right on one edge and the other side's really thick. And
I'll agree with that, but I'm saying in general, an approximate number.
I don't think this is an actual question, because if you've ever had one of those, you will know that it is full of razor-sharp air voids. You cannot just simply lick one of them. One does not simply lick a Tootsie Pop.
That owl says that. 3.
Crunch.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I love the cherry ones, even despite the fact they cut me to ribbons. And I can suck on one of those for quite a while. 1,789.
1,350.
That wasn't too far off.
You weren't too far off. So
I always know it's coming. I have a real bad addiction to the cherry ones.
Oh, really?
But I know it's coming. It's either my tongue or the roof of my mouth is just going to get shredded.
Nice.
With all this technology, could they make like a sucker that doesn't have air voids in it? That's all I want.
No.
We can make a 200 horsepower UTV, but...
Yeah.
God.
All right. Question number 6. This is you have a 50-50 chance on this one.
It's better than normal.
So, are there more trees on Earth or more stars in the Milky Way galaxy? And the tree thing is obviously an approximation. I mean...
I'll go trees on Earth.
You are correct. There are about 3 trillion trees on Earth, and the Milky Way has about 4 billion stars, or 400 billion stars.
Yeah. I was going to say, I know it's a lot, but man, there's a lot of trees.
There are lots of trees. I liked that one.
That is a really interesting one.
Hey, question number 7. How many minutes per day does the average American watch TV or stream a show?
This is going to be disappointingly high, and I'm going to have trouble because I don't watch much TV.
I don't watch hardly any TV, but I am very guilty, and we've talked about this.
But you stream the crap out of YouTube.
I just leave it playing in the background while I'm doing other things. I'm not always necessarily watching it.
It's just more like sound.
Well, I work in a quote-unquote open office, and people are obnoxious. Yeah, so I have headphones that cancel noise and YouTube or some sort of music going to drown out the morons.
Yes. So. Average American, man, I'll bet it's 7 hours a day.
Well, I have it in minutes.
Oh.
So, what is this? The conversion 60 times.
I was going to say, so 420. That sounds like that almost sounds light when I put it in minutes. That's kind of disappointing. I'll go a little bit higher. I'll go 500 minutes.
No, actually, it's better than that. It's only 270.
Okay, I don't feel as bad for the American populace.
I push the average up, I'm sure.
That's still 4.5 hours.
Because I pretty much stream something. I'm at work about 8 to 9 hours a day, about 9 hours a day at least. And I I pretty much have it going.
It's rare for me to send you a link to something you're like, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Already watched that.
Someday YouTube's just going to come up with a white screen that says, you've reached the end.
You've seen it all. Yep.
That's still 4.5 hours a day, though. That's a lot.
It's still a lot, considering a lot of people aren't able to stream all their workday.
Wow.
So, yeah. All right, question number 8. How many hamburgers does McDonald's sell per minute worldwide?
Oh, jeez. Per minute. 2,200.
4,440, which is approximately 74 a second.
So I was almost exactly half.
Yes.
That's a lot of hamburgers. Now, I know they're the biggest fast food, company by far, but then add in Wendy's and Burger King and Culver's and all the other others, burger joints, Red Robin and whoever else. I mean, I wonder what the total number of hamburgers is.
There's not real meat in any of those. So I was going to say, think of the cows, but no.
You have to worry about it.
No.
They were experimenting in Japan for a while with a recycled human waste burger.
No.
Yeah, buddy.
No.
They've had this way of taking sewage and taking the bad stuff out and making patties out of it.
No.
If you've had McDonald's, you'd swear they've been doing that for years.
They've perfected that.
We're never getting sponsored by them, and I'm totally okay with that.
I was just thinking of the show The Office. You ever watch that show?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dwight came up with a contraption that he could get, I think it was 4 regular sized burgers or 10 sliders from a horse without killing it.
That's awesome.
Because someone once asked him, how many horses do you have? And he goes 7 3/4. And then he explained it. That's
awesome. There was another one. Did you ever watch 30 Rock?
Yeah.
Tracy Jordan, this whole episode was him trying to market this thing called the Tracy Jordan Meat Machine. And so it was like the George Foreman grill, but what it did is it replaced the bread with meat. So it was meat, and then it was other kinds of meat for the bread on top and bottom, and it compressed them together into a giant meat sandwich.
Meat.
Yes. The Tracy Jordan Meat Machine.
Nice. We got off topic.
Yes, we did.
Back to the questions. Question number 9. You are more likely to die on what day of the year than any other?
The switch from daylight savings time, when the spring forward, the one we're coming up on.
No, it's actually New Year's Day. You are more likely to die on New Year's Day.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's because people stay up later and they're more tired and driving drunk or whatever. I'm sure that plays a lot into it.
Yeah, I can see that. There's a lot of crazy celebrations.
Well, the whole world is awake during that time when normally I would assume most people are asleep around that time.
Well, yeah, it's not like other holidays that we celebrate this one and they celebrate that one. It is a
world holiday.
Probably the only world holiday, really.
Yeah.
I was thinking the daylight saving switch because they said heart attacks go up 25%.
Yep.
Because your body can't adjust.
It's not adjusted well.
I'm going 12 hours off, dude. I'm dead.
Yep.
I'm a goner.
Not going to make it.
This is my final episode.
I'm racing your quad.
By the time you hear this, I'll be dead. Keys are in it. Go for it.
Sweet. Hope you don't die, but whatever. All right. Question number 10. This is probably my favorite one this week.
Oh, boy.
In the 1980s, why did Mike Tyson offer a zookeeper $10,000?
Because he wanted to box a gorilla?
You are actually correct. He wanted to go into the gorilla cage and punch a gorilla that was bullying other primates in there.
Mike Tyson probably had one of the fastest, most devastating uppercuts in the history of the sport because he did that peekaboo style and he would get inside and then he would just,
he was good.
Come up underneath
he was good.
A gorilla
just rip his arms clean off.
Will pull your arms off and beat you to death with them. That is a whole different level.
He wanted to go in the cage. He offered the zookeeper $10,000 if he would open the cage and let him go in there and punch that gorilla. Did you punch a gorilla? That thing is ripping your arms off.
Yeah, that's not even... You're not even phasing it.
No.
Like, not at all. In fact, you've just challenged it, so...
Yes. It's not going to be happy with you.
And the really bad thing is that was before, like, cell phones and YouTube, so nobody would have known.
There might have been, like, zoo security cameras.
The dad with the handy camera where they all, like, carry it on your shoulder.
The size of a car battery and about the same weight.
Yes. That was a show. We're contributing to the whole 4.5 hour a day mess with this. Sorry, world. We're making this worse.
Yeah, we probably are. But
that's a stat I need to know. How many hours of new content show up on YouTube every day?
Oh, I bet that's pretty easy to find.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I don't know. I'm just curious.
A lot.
We contribute an hour every Tuesday, and various other times, various other things.
How much is actually good quality content? Just slim pickings.
Yeah, we're in that bracket too.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you are interested in following us, you can do so in a whole variety of places. You can find us on the web at eminentperformance.com. You can find us on Facebook /Eminent Racing and on Instagram at Eminent Racing. You can find the audio version of this podcast on Google Play, Stitcher, iTunes, or iHeartRadio. You can find the video version on YouTube, but you just have to go look for Eminent Performance. And we do want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. Of course, CW Motorsports, our title sponsor this year. Watch Communications for hosting this whole mess. And if you need them to host your mess, you can do that. And the code Waste of Time is still valid. All lowercase, no spaces, Waste of Time. That will get you 1 month off of your first hosting package with them. Who else we got there? Spangs Fab, maker of fantastical cages and control arms.
Bumpers, tree kickers, A-arms,
anything you
rods.
need to be beefy on your UTV, they can hook you up with that.
Not the meat variety.
They probably make it. He probably could whip you up some sort of meat rack for the back too.
Yeah.
Like you can hang a deer while you're coming out of the woods.
Cook a deer.
Cook a deer.
Grilled.
Yes.
If TGM and them
Spangler get on that.
If TGM and Spangler got together, that's what it would be.
That's exactly what would happen. Speaking of TGM Off-Road, there's the other one we need to talk about.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Doug mentioned it. Sorry, my daughter texted me. But like, subscribe, little bell down over this way.
I was letting you do your job.
Sweet. I have a part to play here.
You have a bit to play at the end of the show.
But subscribing will, put us in your list of subscription stuff when we create new content, put new things out, and the little bell will actively notify you when we put things out. So it's kind of the two purposes of them.
That's on you if you really, really want that.
This weekend, AXCC is where I'm, or last weekend for you guys. So if I have any kind of cell reception, I'm going to try to do some Facebook Live stuff. We're going to have some videos from down there. I'm sure we'll have a bunch of pictures and everything else from it. Keep an eye out for that stuff.
I might try and do a Facebook Live from halfway across the globe. I'll be 12 hours off, so my 7 o'clock at night will be your 7 o'clock the morning because I'm going to be ahead.
Ah, okay.
So that'll make it interesting calling the family.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever.
It's fine.
So, yeah, anything else we need to...
I didn't really plan out anything too stupid. I mean, there's always something, but...
It was a really short week to have done something stupid since we just recorded.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago, it feels like.
It's going to be a fun season. We're looking forward to going through this whole thing with you. 2019, we've said it a million times. We mean it. It's going to be an awesome year. If there's anything you guys want us to see or cover, or you've got a comment about something, what's really going to make 2019 good is feedback from you guys. So get in touch with us on our Facebook page. Leave us a comment on the YouTube video. However you want to get a hold of us, email. We don't have our cell phone numbers out there for very good reasons. Yep. But anything short of that, get in touch with us. Let us know what's going on with you. Give us a race report. You were at some event out in Iowa that we didn't know about. Send us a race report. Let us know how you did. Send us some pictures. We want to know what you guys are up to, how your race season is going. We'll make a post about it. We'll get your name out there. I mean, the focus we want is on the racers and what's going on with you, and that's the only reason Eminent Performance exists is because of you guys.
Yep.
Not just racing, trail riding. You got a really cool trail riding event? Send us a video of it. We want to know what's going on, and we've got limited time to scour the web for absolutely everything that's going on out there. So
right.
Do us lazy people a favor and bring it to us.
Very true.
All right. And no matter where you are racing this weekend, thanks for riding along with us.
Thanks, guys.
Tired of going down, tired of myself, tired of this town.